democracy is a strange, almost surreal thing. It can be abstract and hard to recognize in the moment. At first, it just feels like politics. It's messy, it's noisy, it's frustrating, and sometimes a bit removed from one's day-to-day life. But then the guardrails that we've taken for granted begin to topple, one after another. A National Guard unit deployed to a city that never asked for it. Key parts of the nation's electoral process attacked as illegitimate. Rulings of federal judges shrugged off as optional. Neighbors disappeared into ICE vans. Critics and political opponents suddenly faced with criminal probes. The media behaving in ways designed not to trigger the ire of the ruling party. Each new abuse is justified as temporary, necessary, even an emergency. Until one day, it's not temporary at all. Until one day, the justifications stop altogether, because once power is absolute, it no longer feels the need to explain itself. At best, each assault may seem like an outlier until the day you wake up and realize the system itself has become unrecognizable. Well, that's where we are right now. It's not where we're headed, it's where we are. The tragedy of what's unfolding and the danger of what's ahead will be compounded if American citizens en masse, all of us, do not recognize this moment for what it is. Understandably, unless it touches you directly, it's easy to say sometimes to miss what's being taken away. We've been telling ourselves the courts will stop it. Congress will step in. Surely someone will draw the line. Yet one by one, those lines have already been crossed. Just look around. Last night, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker had to publicly rebuke President Trump's reported plan to send military troops into Illinois. This is not about public safety. It's about flexing power, teaching dissenters and political opponents a lesson, normalizing the use of troops against Americans. In the nation's capital, hundreds of federal troops now patrol the streets alongside ICE and DEA and FBI agents, ticketing residents for minor offenses like broken taillights. Federal troops policing petty crime on America's main street. Think about that. Crime may be statistically down, but intimidation is way up. The police state is here, and that's the whole point. D.C. restaurants and bars report business down by 1/3. What Trump is doing is designed to bleed blue cities dry economically. Meanwhile, red state governors are planning on sending hundreds more Guard troops into the Capitol. Soldiers who, by the way, have no training in urban policing. Donald Trump is threatening to eliminate mail-in ballots and voting machines, the very infrastructure of elections, proudly parroting a line that Trump said Putin used with him that, quote, "You can't have an honest election with mail-in voting," end quote. Can you imagine quoting Vladimir Putin about free and fair elections? This, by the way, all as Homeland Security announces plans to hold election security funds hostage unless states accept Trump's new rules. Secret voter databases, citizenship checks on poll workers, and untested systems that most states can't implement in time. What Republicans label election security is the classic playbook of the strongman. Tilt the playing field toward yourself and lock yourself into power. Doesn't stop in Washington, D.C. Across the country, Republican-controlled legislatures are dismantling the last avenues of direct democracy, citizen ballot initiatives. In Missouri, voters raised the minimum wage. Lawmakers gutted it. In Arkansas and Florida, new laws make it harder for grassroots petitions even to reach the ballot. Across the country, roughly 40 bills to restrict civilian initiatives have passed at least one legislative chamber this year, according to a review by the Associated Press. Most of these measures, the AP notes, are coming from Republican lawmakers in states where citizen petitions have been used to put abortion rights, marijuana legalization, or other progressive initiatives on the ballot. The message is clear. Even if voters pass something that Republicans don't like, Republicans in power will just rewrite the rules. This is not democracy. That is something called competitive authoritarianism. Elections in name, one-party rule in practice.